Hey there, folks. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Just getting things ready here as I'm gonna take you through another journey through Doom, but it's a different Doom this time. We are now playing Doom 2, Hell on Earth. But I've already beaten the actual Doom 2, Hell on Earth. No. What I'm doing is some extra stuff that they've added here. So let's log in here. And so for those of you who do not know, there's been an update to Doom and Doom 2 on on the PS4 and the Xbox One and PC on Steam, I think, and on iOS and Android. They've decided to add WODs, basically user-generated content or extra content. So that means that I'll show it to you here. There's some available. There's only 3 here. And on Doom 1, it's both TNT Evolution and Plutonian Experiment, along with Sigil. I played through Sigil, Doom 2, and now I'm going to try No Rest for the Living before I get to the big meat and potatoes, which is Final Doom, which makes up both TNT Evolution and the Plutonian Experiment. So they packaged both of these together in a these were fan-made WODs that it decided to, along with, I forgot who was the publisher, but they decided to package them together as an official expansion to the game. And so that's what they did. So now we have this available here for us to enjoy, and they said that they're going to add more over time. So this will not be the first nor the last playthrough of these games. And you know what? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be real great. So there's so much to do here, and I know that among the pantheon of I'm just starting to get into this series, and I'm looking back on YouTube and seeing how deep this fan community runs, since it runs since 1983. So there's a lot of criticisms since Bethesda bought the license as to how they're running re-releasing these older games. Doom 1, 2. Doom 1 and 2, really. Not Doom 3, it is what it is. Even though there are mods for that game, but it's not as popular as this one. So right now I'm just sharing amongst my social media stuff, and I'll get back to it real quick. So it's No Rest for the Living, level 1. I always play on the lowest difficulty because I'm really more just trying to enjoy the game itself and not really stressing out too much while playing it. So here we are, and here we go. All right, so let's see. So I have not played through these levels whatsoever. So I guess I want to talk about because last time I talked about food, or not really. No, I talked about cooking, about my experience cooking, and so this time I wanted to talk about my first job, my first ever place of employment, and the story about the people I worked with and how I came to leave that job as well. Okay, so my first ever job was when I was in high school, like many other people in this, at least in the United States, they get their first job in high school. And mine was more of a spontaneous thing. I don't know. I don't even know why I wanted to do it, but I remember it was me and my dad. We were driving around and I forgot what it was, but I forgot what we were doing before that. We were probably like at the time Kmart. Come on. We were probably getting something, or it might have been that like a Firestone. We probably had a Firestone, getting like the tires changed, or come on, getting the tires changed or something. And I think we went to go get Burger King. There was a Burger King across the street, and as we were passing by the Burger King, we saw a help wanted sign on the ground next to this restaurant, and this restaurant was called Roadhouse Grill. They don't make them anymore. I think the closest equivalent to it in other places is Texas Roadhouse. So it is a kind of a country style, American food type of place. They sell burgers and steaks and chicken and things like that. Fries and salads, just one of those restaurants. But also one of the things that the most famous thing about them are the fact that they basically give you an endless supply of peanuts, just like just a ridiculous amount of peanuts all over the place. And what people do is they come in, like, if you're allergic to peanuts, you do not walk into that building at all. You will die you will die as soon as the door opens. And you don't have to worry about Roadhouse Grill because the place completely shut down. It was a local establishment. It was a Florida thing. It was a Florida thing because their headquarters was in West Palm Beach. I think our store was like the flagship store. It was like the first one. And I had eaten there before as a kid, but my family, for the most part, we ate our own food and we didn't really eat out too much, mostly just eating our own food. However, what was my train of thought here? Sorry. So me and my dad were walking around. We see this restaurant and there's a help wanted sign. So like, okay, fine. I don't know. I kind of was at a point where I wanted money. Like my whole life I'd been getting, I didn't have an allowance. I never had an allowance. So I know some kids get allowances. They get money every week or so, or every 2 weeks from their parents for doing chores and helping around the house. But never, my family never did that. You know, you help around the house, you help around the house. The house itself is payment enough, right? I mean, your parents are already putting food and clothes and shelter around you anyways, so and they're just gonna pay you now? No, no, no. So, but I mean, everybody has different ways of doing different things, and you know, allowances might be good for some kids. You know, good motivator, and might get them to actually want to get a job later on, where someplace they can get paid more. It's for work ethic. It's for work ethic. I think getting your first job when you're like in high school and stuff, I think it's great. I think it's a good learning experience for sure, because you figure out how the real world works. You figure out how to interact with society outside of your school and your home. That's where you're most likely are. That's where you most likely are when you're a kid, when you're a teenager. That's it. That's the world that you know. So once you put yourself out there and actually work with different kinds of people, then you learn stuff. You learn stuff about this, about life and the world and how it works. Anyways, I still don't know what came over me. But hey, I wanted money. Okay, so and I thought restaurant. I was a fat kid, so yeah, you can see the irony there in me working at a restaurant. But worked at a restaurant, decided to sign up, walked in, got an application. I get a call, basically, I think probably like the next day or whatever, to come in for orientation. Hey, come in, get a white polo shirt and some slacks, and good to go. So my parents take me to Old Navy to get some polo shirts and slacks, and off we go. And I'm lost. I am definitely lost right now. I am definitely lost. So I have the blue key, so I have to find blue. So let's see where I can find blue. Okay, and my first day was for orientation. So I go, and there's probably like maybe like maybe like three of us brand new hosts. So I applied for a host position. So the host is the person that's up in the front of the restaurant. They welcome people in. They look for a table and make sure that there's order between the servers and things like that, and that's what they do. And they manage the people waiting to get a seat. One of the other things that we were tasked of doing was cleaning the bathroom, which I never did. I never cleaned the bathroom. I would never, ever clean the bathroom. The bathroom was disgusting. I would never clean it. I would never clean it. I would have rather, it's their business. They should have hired like a cleaning service to clean the bathrooms. But because I am not touching that. I am not touching the bathroom. So I never did. I never, ever cleaned the bathrooms. We were tasked of wiping down the toilets and restocking the toilet paper. Didn't do it. Did not want to do it. Couldn't pay me more to do it. I'm surprised they didn't fire me for not doing it. But I never did it. I would always make sure I was busy enough where somebody else had to do it, or I was not there for somebody else to do it. So that's how I did it. That's how I got around that. But other than that, the first day I don't know, I wanted to be somebody different. I don't know why. I tried to be, I don't know where the yellow key is, but we're here at the exit, so let's get out of here. So that's the end of the first level. And I tried to go by a different name. I think I would try to be called Mario because I was obsessed with Mario way back when. And that lasted a day when I realized that people never like one of the managers called me Mario, and I didn't respond to it. And then he called me by my real name, and I responded to that. So it was like, okay, that's the end of that. That's dumb high school me thinking I could go by a different name when I'd never gone by that name ever, and yeah, was never used to it. People would always call me by my name. Freaking pain elemental. So that lasted a day, but my first challenge was working itself, working hours, the concept of working for hours, like, and being tired of work. And I remember distinctly one time I was these two women that were pretty friendly, and they were talking to me and things like that, and they're like, hey, what's wrong? I'm like, oh man, I'm tired, I've been here for like 6 hours. And they just started cracking up. They laughed out loud, like, really, 6 hours and you're complaining? Like, they wish they could have worked just 6 hours, you know? And you know, I'm a kid. I'm still a kid. I'm still a young guy that didn't really get that people work harder than I do. People work for longer than I do. And for some of them, they have to, and they suck it up and they deal with it. So I really had no business complaining at that point, because it's just the way things are. But eventually I would get it. I would get that, okay, well, I got to come in and work. And so I had it's just a lot of learning basic things about working any job. That's why you do it when you're young and in high school. That's why you do it then. That way you're not in college. Well, some people work their first jobs in college too. Or you're not out of college, or at least 20 something years old, 21. Oh, come on. The random. Ooh. The random number generator on this thing. Oh, dear Lord. So, hey, Konstantin Kuznetsov. I think that's Kuznetsov. That's a guy on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So that's why I recognize the name. Anyways, so you learn how to do basic things, basic manual labor, and a restaurant's a really good place to learn that. A restaurant's a really, really good place to learn learn about people. Because if there's one thing people get really serious about, it's their freaking food. And a restaurant is also great because you have to work with, you have to first off, your clientele and your work staff are a diverse group of people. A really diverse group of people from like all walks of life. And if you're working at Roadhouse Grill, and you know, some people were down on their luck, or they're just trying to get by. A lot of adults there that were just trying to get by. Like everybody at the restaurant that I worked in, I was the youngest person. I was the youngest person there. I was the only one that was in high school. Everybody else were adults in their 30s, maybe some in like their 20s, and but definitely everybody older. Everybody older than me. Probably average age now, probably around their 30s, which is around where I am. But for the most part, I had to deal with people that were older than me. And I think everybody was nice to me. Everybody was nice enough to me. I didn't have any issues because I really had I didn't poke my head around into other people's businesses too much. And some of the people were pretty cool. There was this one guy. He was a line cook, and he would he had a Nintendo DS. I mean, he had a wife and kids and everything, but he had a Nintendo DS and stuff. And I used to design my own DS covers. So, there were certain websites where you could like get the template and you could design it yourself, and I would tape it to mine, but you can buy material to like kind of like a sticker material. And whoa, that's a bunch of guys there. So he wanted one with a bunch of weed on it. Like, everybody at the restaurant that I worked at had their vices. Whether, I mean, I think everybody at the restaurant that I worked at dropped out of high school unless they were the managers. And even then, like, I had one manager that was like, okay, dude, I think you were a business major in college, but didn't quite make it, and now you're a manager here at this restaurant. So, the general manager, his name was Wayne. He was a cool guy. He was all right. He was a big fella that kind of, I mean, he had to be a people person, so he was very accommodating to me. And another one was, there was this woman, and she was kind of a little stricter. But once again, nobody was really bad to me. I don't think I hated any of my managers. There was one coworker that I genuinely disliked. There was this other girl that was my age in high school, and she was problematic because I mean, she was just awful. She was just an awful, lazy person. And then she got pregnant, and there was one incident where crap, I'm gonna die if I don't. Crap, hold up. Give me a second. One incident where I think she might have lied to her boyfriend about, like, getting harassed by somebody at the restaurant. And this girl had a lot of issues. She had a lot of problems. So I could believe that she lied about it. And I hated being with her because she was lazy. She would never actually do work. She would, at first, it was because she just was genuinely lazy. And then when she got pregnant, she used the excuse of her being pregnant, even at the beginning of it, as the reason why she couldn't do certain things. And she was actually the second person that was my age that worked there that got pregnant while working there. So just once again, people that were not making the soundest decisions in their lives, and she definitely was not a sound person. And gosh, that kid has got to be. God, how long ago was this? Yikes! That kid's got to be in high school. Really? Maybe, yeah, about to get into high school now. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how she handled life afterwards, but she lied to her boyfriend once. He comes in wanting to fight somebody, just wanting to fight somebody, wanting to figure out who was the one messing with his girl, and wanting to fight them. So the police had to be called in, and she had to quit. She had to quit. She almost got, actually she got me to quit. So because of how lazy and everything she was, I was just frustrated. I was frustrated. And look, this is my first job. I didn't even need the job. I didn't need the job. And that, I guess this is one of the things that I'm glad that I learned, is that if you don't need the job, and if you have a way of surviving anyways, in a different way, or you can kind of hold off, you can kind of tread water for a little bit before moving forward, then just quit. I mean, I just did that recently again. But just quit. There's no reason for you to be miserable at a place that you hate, or working with people that you hate. So this girl was like lazy, and I had complained about it. Like, I had told my managers, like, hey, she doesn't do anything. Like, I'm doing all of the work as a host. And so like, they would never listen to me. And then one day I just got frustrated with it, and I just decided, I told my parents, hey, look, I'm not gonna come back to work. They don't listen to me. I've been complaining about this girl, and they haven't done anything about it. They haven't fired her. They haven't told her anything. Like, nothing's getting done. If nothing's getting done, then I'm out. So I quit. I tell them I quit. I wrote it on the bulletin board on my manager's door, and they try to call me. They tried to call me, so they're trying to call my number, my cell phone number, and nothing's getting done. Like I can see caller ID, I can see that they're calling me from the restaurant, and then I get a call from the lady manager that we had, and she called me from her personal phone number, and I answered that. And so she's like, hey, whatever, and I told them why, like, I'm quitting, and so they're like, well, we really need you, because I quit on them. I was supposed to come in and be the host. Like, I was supposed to come in and be the host for that shift. And I'm like, and no, there was no other host for that shift. It was just me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Why? Whatever. You're gonna. And then, they told me that no, we'll figure it out, whatever. And eventually, this girl, like, I don't know, they said something to her, but eventually, like, she just up and her issues made her quit anyway. So that resolved itself. So, um, so, um, as far as, I mean, everybody else, my coworkers, I did this thing, and so way back when I used to make, I was a person that in math class I would make comics. I would make comics based on my friends from high school. And it was called Actually, it was called Francis Squad because that's my name, Francisco. So I called it Francis Squad. And gosh, this thing would not fly in this day and age of PC culture because woof, dear Lord, I was awful. But it was basically because of the comedy that I watched. I watched Chappelle's Show. I watched South Park. I watched stuff that pushed boundaries. And so that was my like style of comedy too. So I would not shy away from having something controversial in my comic. One of the comics that I made, oh boy, this is awful. What? So my friend, who was played baseball with me in high school, he was effeminate, I guess, and so, you know, like. It was bad. Like it was really bad how like we treated him like that, like making fun of him and stuff like that when that was just who he was. And so nowadays it's like, okay, well, you know, good on him if he I don't even know what his I mean, he's married now with the wife, but you know, who knows what they do behind closed doors. It is what it is. Everybody fly your flag, people, fly your flag. But high school kids and a lot of like NFL and baseball and a bunch of kids now, or a bunch of adults now, athletes especially, that have tweeted things and things like that back when they were in high school, when they were less woke. I'm completely lost right now. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. I'm trying to find this key and I can't find it. I am lost. Okay. Is there something I'm missing? Well, let me save real quick and then I'll... There's a blue key, but I can't find it. Okay, I pressed the button. I've pressed this button like 10 times. Well, now it's open, so, and there's the blue key, I think, back there. I think there's a Hell Knight as well, so let's try and get rid of him. There we go. Alright, now I can go back and get that. And so I made a comic because, so he did have a girlfriend in high school. And we come to find out that there's a possibility that he would have been, like he might have gotten his girlfriend pregnant. And so for some reason we made fun of him for that. Like, ha ha ha, you ruined your life. Oh God, this is bad. This is really bad now that I'm thinking hindsight now. Oh my goodness gracious. Uh, Gosh, awful. Oh, kids in high school are awful. And if you're thinking, oh, I wasn't awful in high school, okay, maybe some of you weren't, but a lot of people were. Anyways, I made a comic based on that. Based on we didn't know who the baby was and things like that. There was like a baby shower. It was bad with this cast of characters. So the Francis Squad, and now I'm going off on a tangent here, but this is genuinely what it was. So I basically made caricatures of my friends, all represented in some way, shape, or form with like some sort of weird symbolization based on what we used to rag each other on or what we were known for. So I was Mario. I was just literally Mario. I I just looked like Mario. Like that's that. I was still called Francisco, but I just looked like Mario. I had the hat and I had the powers, and that was me. One of my friends, Eric, he's Colombian, but we used to call him Mexican all the time. I know it's offensive, and I'm Hispanic, so I know there was a difference, but I also went in on the whole he's Mexican thing. And, I mean, that's not really, for him it was like, okay, ha ha ha, alright. And so, I just basically drew him, but with a sombrero on. I mean, it's not really, it is what it is. It's just, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's super dumb. Then I made one of my friends' name is Nick. There's two Nicks. One Nick was a massive Green Bay Packers fan. Like he lives in Green Bay now. He lives in Green Bay. His family's from Wisconsin, so he moved back to Green Bay, I guess, sometime between now and between when I graduated from high school and now. But I think he owns like, I forgot, like a landscaping business or something like that out in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So he loved the Packers. His favorite player was Brett Favre. So I basically he was a cheesehead. I drew him with a Brett Favre jersey and a cheesehead hat, and that was it. That was who he was, and his personality was an extreme Green Bay Packers fan. So extreme that he worshipped Brett Favre. Like, he worshipped Brett Favre. That was the whole spiel. There was actually an episode, or an issue, I guess, of a comic. It's a comic, right? So it's an issue. There was an issue in which we went to Green Bay, Wisconsin for... I forgot what the reason was for. I have to look up the comic. I never uploaded them. I'm almost afraid to upload them at this point because I'm like, okay, will this haunt me in any way? Maybe. I mean, if all these athletes are getting in trouble for this, maybe I would. For being a dumb high school kid. And before the PC cancel culture took over. Anyways, in the episode, he encounters Brett Favre, and he immediately falls to his knees and calls him his Lord and Savior. Alrighty, so yeah, I went there with a lot of things, with religion, with everything. So the other Nick, there was a story. And it's a true story. He was at Walmart one day, and Nick was a person. Actually, he said it himself. His family were rednecks. So he was at Walmart one day, and a squirrel got into Walmart and started, like, I don't know if you can call it wreaking havoc, but it was running around Walmart, and everybody was either scared of it or just trying to get it out. And he was just there. It wasn't like he worked there. He didn't work at Walmart, but he was. I guess he said his upbringing qualified him for capturing this squirrel, and so he did. He captured the squirrel. And so I basically made him into a squirrel. That was it. That was his persona in my comics. He was literally a squirrel, a giant talking squirrel. Josh was the effeminate sounding fellow that we hung out with, or was our friend actually. We hung out with. He was just Josh. He was just himself, and I just drew him with a gigantic smile and very, very, a very forward, flirty personality. So that was him, and like an overly, like, gosh, just overly forward and flirty with everyone in the comics. There was another guy named Max, and look, and the thing is, everybody knew I drew this. It wasn't like this was to myself. I would hand this to other people and be like, read this, read my comic. And there was Max, and I've known Max since I was in elementary school. Like, we were friends since elementary school. We went to same elementary school, same middle school, same high school, and he lives in Montreal now, and he's actually he's Canadian. He's an African Canadian, he was very dark skinned, like his pigment was very dark. So I just basically made him a shadow. He was just a shadow. He was just a black stick figure, and that was him. And he's like, man, that is effed up. I'm like, I know, it's awful, isn't it? Like, but they knew I drew this. Another one of my friends was named Pablo. I forgot who named. Oh yes, it was high school once again. People ragging at each other, and you just had to suck it up. Nobody really bullied, really. I was never bullied in high school at all. I mean, I had things that people could have bullied me for, but I never was bullied. I've come to realize that now. Interesting. Anyways, I'm lost again here in this game. Pablo, he has a flattish face, if you will. And so I think he got an argument with, oh, there we go. Now I'm figuring out where I'm going. He got an argument with somebody. And this guy made fun of him. Oh, because it was this guy named Clive, and Clive was a larger fellow. Who's shooting me? Was a larger fellow, and so Pablo was making fun of him for being fat, and so he went back at him and called him Gumby. And so, and I think we all had seen the Eddie Murphy "I'm Gumby, damn it." So we rolled with that, everybody was like, wow, that is a hilarious insult. We are going to basically call you Gumby as your nickname, Pablo, from now until the end of high school. You are from freshman year. It was freshman year. It was from freshman year until you graduate. You are Gumby. And he was. The funny thing is, by senior year, he embraced it. In fact, we went to New York City, I think. Um, Actually, I think I went on a trip to New York City, and I think I took a picture of. We went to like this television museum, and there was like a Gumby model there, and he actually appreciated that. I was like, "Oh, you were thinking of me." Like, "Oh, that was great." No, Pablo was fantastic. I had known him since elementary school. A lot of people that I knew since elementary school was. I mean, so these weren't new people that I was encountering. These were all people I had been in school with since I was a little kid. So I think that's why there was no real bullying. It was just like the same group of people that, for the most part, we either met in in elementary school or in middle school. So there wasn't. There was this familiarity. There was this, I guess, camaraderie, and so there was no real reason to make like it. Basically, it's like a group of I mean, we have seen these, like, for a lot of us, we'd seen each other more than we'd seen our own siblings and families. So yeah, we spent more time with each other in that sense. So that's why we ragged on each. That's why I made a comic. I made a comic about my classmates and my friends from school out of love, really. I mean, I really enjoyed being with all of these people. And so I immortalized them in this comic that, once again, pushed boundaries. I did not... definitely not PC. Mainly because, once again, I was obsessed with Dave Chappelle back then, and his comedy and his style of comedy and his basically no holds bar style of comedy. Like, he was great, and he's still great, and I love his comedy now. I love how he just basically tells it like he sees it and how he thinks it. And you can be offended by it, and some people are, but he's just gonna keep doing what he does because that's comedy. I mean, he's I mean, freaking, he's a legend. He's a legend in the comedy game. And oh, is that a spider mastermind? Are you kidding me? All right, that's the end of that. Like, I love Dave Chappelle, and I mean, that's what kind of inspired my style of comedy, of making fun of my friends and pushing things that were offensive but funny. Like, I mean, gosh, man, I still look back and I'm like, my God, where is this creativity for myself now? I still wish... I really still wish I had that sort of creativity now. I really do. That's one of the things that I wish I had kept honing even afterwards. Man, I took forever on this level. So I'm gonna save here. Right there. Yeah. Who else was in this comic? Well, we had this one guy that brand new. He came into school. He transferred from. He was from Canada. His family moved from Canada, so I basically made him Captain Canada, even though I think there really is a Captain Canada in Canada, like an actual character. But he had like a giant maple leaf on his chest, and yeah, there was this one kid, this one guy. His name is Corey, and Corey was not the brightest fellow. At least he didn't seem like it, or at least he didn't sound like it. And so I basically made him like any kind of dumb character. Like, I don't know. I guess I would... The closest I could... Like, I don't know if... Like Todd from BoJack Horseman. Kind of like that kind of dumb. Like, he's kind of like a lovable goof. Like, that's how I made Corey. That was, and one of the things that I noticed about him is that he had bagels like every day. I don't know if he was Jewish or not, but I just noticed that he ate bagels like every day. Every day he would have a bagel for lunch and I guess for breakfast. So I basically made him obsessed with bagels. In fact, there was gosh. There was an episode or an issue, an issue of Francis Comics in which Corey broke into a Burger King because they came out with a brand new bagel Whopper. And the whole episode is us trying, like, us listening to his story, his account, because we had to bail him out of jail because he got arrested for it. Like, it was so dumb. Oh my god. I have to upload that one because I think that's probably like the least offensive one that I made. That was just a really dumb one. Like a really, really dumb episode. Oh, I have to go back and try and find it. I really do. Oh gosh. There was another guy. His name is Matt. His name is Matt. And so Matt was like... he was a... okay, I killed him. Alright, he was like a very like... religious nut? I don't even know if you want to call it religious nut. He's not that religious anymore nowadays. But back then, like, he was. And like he would listen to, you know, Christian rock and things like that. So I mean, he knew how to play guitar and things like that. So he'd always carry around a guitar, and he'd always be like a Jesus freak, you know. He'd always be talking about that in the comic. So then there was I'm trying to think of all the other characters that we had. The two Nicks, Eric, Josh, Corey. Let's see, that was Kyle, who's Canada. Pablo, who's Gumby. I never put any girls in the comic. I never did. Mainly because I didn't really talk to too many girls. So, you know, I was kind of too shy in that sense in high school. Definitely got better at that in college. Anyways, so fudge, come on. So yeah, that was Francis Comics. So Francis Squad, that's what it was called. What was it? I was doing this comic in high school, and so there was this whiteboard at the front of the restaurant. And so on the whiteboard, like, you know, we were supposed to like write specials and things like that. And so every time it was my shift, I would write a little comic about the restaurant. And one day, this kid, I think there was, I mean, we found it as we were cleaning, like, closing down the restaurant, and it was like a dinosaur toy, and I love dinosaurs. I freaking love dinosaurs. So I kept this dinosaur toy around at the front, where all the host stuff was, and I named the dinosaur toy, I named him Roadhouseosaurus. Like, just really dumb, I know. But once again, I'm like a giant big kid. And And that's not a fat joke. Personality-wise, that's what I was. So I named him Roadhouseosaurus, and so I made this comic about the people in the restaurant, caricatures of them, things like that, but and trying not to be offensive to them. I tried to capture their essence at the same time. And for the most part, I think I did a pretty good job. But one of my managers, like, I don't know, sometimes she would tell me to take them down because, no, you can't say that, or this and that. One person got mad at me because I always, like, said that her tables were dirty, which, I mean, she took forever to clean her tables, so I just kind of harped on that. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that offensive, but no, she had an issue with it, and I apologized for that. So for the most part, I tried just to keep it to Roadhouseosaurus and things like that. And the fact that they let me do that without, for them, like, doing it a lot too, without saying too much to me and letting me do it. Okay, kudos to them for not kind of stomping me down with that. Because it really helped. It really helped. It made me at least care about where I worked. Because you start caring about the people that you work with. If you're a nice enough person and you don't have any issues with anybody, and I didn't have any issues with anybody except for that one person that I told you about. That was it. For the most part, everybody else I was cool with. They all had their issues, they all had their thing. I didn't hang out with anybody after work or before work, whatever. But it was an interesting cast of people. I got the employee discount, obviously. And one of the bad things for me, weight-wise, one of the horrible things for me, I would go on to lose a ton of weight after this, but one of the really, really bad things about this place was the fact that I could basically eat unlimited rolls, have unlimited soda, and have unlimited peanuts. So I probably was eating around 3,000 calories per day. Okay, and that was just at work. Okay, this was just at work, not me. And there was a Burger King next door, so I'd earn money. This was bad for me because, look, I used to just get food that my parents bought, but now I could buy my own food. Guess what happens when you buy your own food? For a lot of people, it's like, okay, who can tell you how to spend your own money? So, come on. So I would buy food at the restaurant. Need a red key. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can make this jump. Nope, I can't. Need a red key, huh? Okay. I would eat at the Burger King. I would get shakes. I would eat at the restaurant and get my own my discount and get hamburgers and things like that. It was bad, really, really bad. I can get as much soda as I wanted, I drank so much Sprite and Coke. This was really, really bad for my health. Luckily, I was just a kid in high school. So, if I was my age now, health hazard. Absolutely, I would die. It was bad. Unlimited peanuts. How many calories are in peanuts? Okay, peanuts are full of energy. All nuts are full of energy. That's funny. I made myself laugh. But yes, unlimited. I had to refill the giant barrel full of peanuts. That was my job. So I was in charge of the peanuts. You've left the fat kid in charge of all of the peanuts. A fat kid that, by the way, likes peanuts. Peanut butter. All that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, not good. Not a good combination. At all. At all. So, how am I supposed to beat this in minute 45? Dear Lord, I was lost completely. Whatever. We're making some good progress here in No Rest for the Living. So I don't know how much weight I gained working at that place, but it had a large contribution to how large I did get by the time I finished high school. Woof. And started college. Like, woof. Like, woof. Anyways, not that great for my health, that's for sure. Anyways, I'm just thinking about it now, looking back, like, oh man, I really, gosh, it was really bad for me, really bad. I'm over here trying to avoid the red goo here. I thought it was lava, but it's just blood. So it's fine. I can walk all over it. It's funny how desensitized you get after playing Doom for a while. It's like, yeah, there's blood and guts and dead bodies all over the place. And, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's a good thing that they're all over the place. You know, I was supposed to... Yeah, I'm going to traverse all over this blood that's flowing from the walls. As far as customers are concerned, one of the things I did have to learn was how to present myself to people, and not just looks wise, not just like, you know, shaving, or at least shaving nicely, you know, making sure my hair is combed, making sure I'm clean and things like that. No, it was also about learning to compose yourself in front of other people. Like, my job description as a host is to be welcoming. I was like, yeah, I'm a big fat kid. Yeah, food's good here. You know, you think I got big and fat? You know, come on in. Like, that's how... Maybe not like that, but, you know, I had to be personable and likable and you know, welcome people to the restaurant. And I remember specifically when my parents were picking me up, and I was just having a bad night. I mean, I was frustrated. I was tired, and I was outside sweeping the floor, and you could tell that I had this attitude, and I was just giving off bad vibes. And my parents made note of it, like, hey, you can't be like this. You know, people notice it. People notice you're not welcoming. It's a turn off to other people. And you're the first thing that they see. You're the first person that they see. You're the one that's supposed to welcome them in, and, you know. And so I had to change my attitude from there. You know, as much as I might be annoyed, you still have to put on the brave face, put on the smile, even if it's fake as fake as it can be. But you have to have to suck it up and keep going. And I mean, that's once again a thing that a lot of people are doing right now with their jobs. A lot of people who have to stay at their jobs right now because they have no other choice to, and they have to put on a smile and serve people, and do their work. And even now, I still have to be told and to remember, hey, even in my line of work now as an attorney, you have to also be personable. Even if people are annoying you, even if people are difficult, and a lot of people are, in this line of work too, you have to put the customer first, put your clients first. So that's another thing that I learned there, and it's hard. It's hard for. I mean, it's so hard to kind of bring down your feelings and just kind of okay, fine. I mean, I think a lot of people wish they could just tell other people what they really feel at that moment. Hey, you are annoying me as a person, and you're just an awful customer. But it's not. It's hard. It's hard to do that in certain industries. That's for sure. Like attorneys can fire clients. They can just be like, you know what, you suck, and I don't want to work for you no more. Like they can do that. Whoa, where am I? There we go. Don't know what I opened or closed. Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. Okay. I'm having a lot of fun, by the way. This is... Whoa, what's going on? Oh, gosh. I thought I clicked this and... There we go. Got him. I think that's everybody. So let's keep moving. Oh, chainsaw. And run, Doom Guy, go. Go, Doom Guy, go, Doom Guy, go. Go, Doom Guy, go, Doom Guy, go. That's how you do it. There we go. Get that super shotgun, though. Alright, so... I think probably the one that annoyed me the most, so there was, I don't know, it was just this night that we were swamped. And so, you would think, like I live in Florida, so it rains a lot. And I had thought, like, hey, if it's raining a lot, that means people won't want to come in. And we won't be swamped that night. Like, look, I had no stake in the survival of the restaurant. All right, if we got no customers in, it's like, oh, great, that's easier work for me. that's how that's how a lot of people thought of it, you know, except for the servers. Servers need people to come in because they work on tips, and we worked on tips. There was a tip pool though. It was a tip pool, so I would also get tips. And that's how, so more customers that came in, the bigger the pool was. So either way, I was just happy that I was getting money coming in. The pool was just something extra. And so, yes, the night might be hard, but if there's like a ton of people that come in, the tips are great. The tips are fantastic. So... let me save here, actually, because I'm currently lost. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. I heard somebody just now throw something at me. Okay. Oh, you. I think I have to go in here. Ah, there we go. Mancubus too. Yeah. There we go. But it was a really particularly busy night. And at one point, I became the head host of the restaurant just because of the fact that I was the one guy that didn't quit after like a month. So by like month number 2 or 3, I was already the person that had the most experience being a host. So I was the one that would chart out who was getting like the seats, the seating. Basically, okay, we got 4 people. They're going here. They're going to this one. They're going to this person. They're going to that server. And that comes with a little added responsibility, and it also comes with a little more of a headache because the servers want you to send people to their tables, or if they're getting swamped, they're going to be like, oh, stop sending more people to me. Okay? And I think I did a pretty good job for the most part. I tried not to swamp people with too many, but at the same time, I'm trying to look. You're trying to balance it out. Some servers are like, give me more, give me more, give me more, but sometimes that's unfair because hey, you know, you got other people that also, you know, want tables and stuff. So that's fine and all. Anyways, but for the most part, nobody really gave me too much of a hassle for not giving them enough work. I think I did a pretty good job of balancing it out, but customers, on the other hand, if they're waiting a long time, yeah, they hate it. I think we all hate it. We all hate it. And it's understandable. It really is understandable. It's not like I get that you've been waiting 40 minutes. I get it. But there are no tables and nobody's leaving. Nobody's leaving their table right now. And that's one of the things that I'm so glad that I worked at a restaurant, because you really do empathize with, or sympathize. I never know the difference between the two words. I really should look that up. I really should. Between the two words, sympathize and empathize. But either way, you start to feel for for fellow servers and restaurant workers and cooks and hosts and in the managers, because we're all just in it together trying to serve people food, and some people are awful when it comes to getting their food. And that is a big giant storm that's gonna come through here, as I can hear the thunder. And it's been a while since I've heard thunder because I was in Los Angeles, and it doesn't rain over there. It does not rain in Los Angeles, California. It does not rain in Southern California at all, and that's why they get wildfires. If it rained a little more often out there, you know, but I can't imagine those people getting rain because, oof, that traffic and stuff out there. Ooh. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Particularly swampy type of night for the restaurant, and I had things charted out. I knew who came in first and who was waiting the longest for their tables and things like that. So, but there's this one guy that I guess he didn't want to wait any longer, and he's like, "Look, I've been waiting here the longest." He complained to my manager. Manager came over, was like, "Okay, we're gonna seat you right away," and this and that. And he went ahead of other people that I knew were waiting longer, and I wish I could call him out on. I really wish I could call him out on it now, but it's a little too late now. Hopefully, you guys come up in the future for lying, because I was keeping steadfast track on how many people were waiting, and he was not waiting the longest. He was probably like third in line, maybe, to get a table, but definitely not the one waiting the longest. So screw him, and screw him a lot. That guy can go F himself. Even now, I still want the guy to go F himself, and I could probably tell it to him now. I went to law school, all that stuff, blah blah boom boom, baba boom. So I can do that. Anyways, You know, he's no one special. He is no one special to get ahead of other people. So screw him. There's so many enemies. So many enemies. Where are all of these guys coming from? These pinkies, though. Gosh, I have to get rid of them. These Hell Knights also. Where are you all coming from? Hold on a second. I have to run and get health. I'm just trying to survive right now. Okay. I think I'm in a relatively safe spot out here. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save over this file to see if I can survive this. Got him. Any more? Okay, so whoa. Okay. Okay, we're making it. We're getting through. So that was probably the at least the one that still is in my mind as to a customer that really annoyed me. But for the most part, there was this one lady. It's not a person that annoyed me, but they annoyed the servers. So my restaurant had had a promotion. I think it was every Tuesday night. Kids eat free. Kids eat free Tuesday. So this woman, and it was like a family. It wasn't all of her kids, but it was this woman and I guess this other, I don't know, maybe another family member or sister, or, you know, like a sister or a friend. But it was basically two of them. Basically two of them, and they brought all of the kids with me. And by all of the kids, probably like 6 or 7 kids. 6 or 7 kids, and they would come every Tuesday. Every Tuesday night, they would have dinner at Roadhouse Grill. And none of the servers wanted to take them because it was just going to be a lot of work for very, very little tips. Because, you know, it was a tip pool, but you got the percentage that you deserved. You got the percentage that you deserve. So, because, you know, you're when you're finishing for the night or finishing your shift, and sending to the manager all your seats and stuff like that, how much you did. So, so this woman, like, you're only gonna get paid as much tips as, like, she would only tip the person enough for serving 2 people, not for serving 8 people, which is basically what they were doing. You're serving 8 people, but they're only paying for 2. Like, I mean, look, kudos to the woman for taking advantage of the promotion, but I mean, she would only tip the amount for 2 people, which is that's kind of sleazy. That's kind of like, I don't care how, I don't know what their living situation financially was, but come on. You could fudge noodles. I died. But you could have tipped enough. You could have tipped enough for serving 8 people. At least the tip. You're not paying for the entrees of 8 people. You're only paying for 2 of them. So you're still coming out. Ah, gosh. I died again. So you're still coming out winning in the end. you could give a little more to the person serving you. Just for the fact that they're serving 8 people, 6 of which are kids. Kids, by the way, that they were. I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult with all those kids. It really is. It really is. And I guess judging by the fact that not many people wanted to, like nobody wanted to work that table, they probably weren't even the nicest of people. So yeah, so it was just kind of like this awful situation. Ah, fudge! I died again. Okay, I'm gonna find a way to survive this. So let's go. But yeah, this woman every week would come in. Every week would come in with all of those children and somebody else. Gosh, it was bad. It was really bad for anybody that was serving them, because they were not gonna get tipped what they deserve for serving that many people. And so that's kind of the sad thing about that. Are you kidding me again? So I worked there for eight months. I worked 8 months at this job. 8 months. That was it. But I worked pretty much. I was part time, so 20 hours. Part time, going to go to school, and I would go to work on some weeknights and the weekends. So let me save here, because I've got a little bit more health I can work with. Really? Where did... Oh, you bastard. Where'd you come from? Where are these guys coming from? So it was 8 months, and so Roadhouse Grill had like a bunch of locations around South Florida. It was very much a regional restaurant. A regional restaurant. And I think they had some locations in I think they had locations in Miami. There was this bigger restaurant in Lake Worth. But for the most part, it was a for the most part, it survived a while. I forgot how long the restaurant lasted, or at least the company. But one day I get to work, and there's like a sign saying we're closed, we're done, like we're going out of business. But and by this point, I graduated from high school, and I'm getting ready to go into community college. And I thought, okay, I was gonna go to community college, get my classes, and work around my work schedule and things like that. But that never happened. It never happened. I got my last paycheck going over to the restaurant, and I think some of the managers, one or maybe, I think just one of them, ended up working at the Lake Worth location. But for the most part, the restaurant didn't last much longer after that in either location. Like the entire company went out of business, and I can't tell you the reason why. Our restaurant did good. I mean, it'd been there a while, so it had to have been like the restaurant may have had like 2 good locations, and they probably tried to over expand in other areas when they couldn't. But for the most part, our restaurant, I had never really. I mean, I don't know if I noticed too much, but I never really noticed like a drop off in people coming, and the food wasn't bad, and I'd never noticed anything bad like with regards to like cleanliness of the restaurant. I mean, one of my jobs was cleanliness as far as sweeping the floors and I was supposed to clean the bathrooms. I never did, but for the most part, I kept a nice clean station, and I'd never noticed the restaurant dirty or anything like that. So I mean, the peanuts thing. I mean, just the fact that and they would give you a bucket. They would give you a bucket to put the peanut shells in. Yeah, that never. Nobody ever used the bucket to put the peanut shells in. Nobody would. You basically just threw them on the ground, and I had to clean them up. But I mean, it was what it was. But on really busy nights, like stupidly busy nights, that on stupidly busy nights, that place, like the floor was just caked in peanut shells. Just caked in it. And funny thing was, I never encountered anybody. I think maybe there were only 2 times where I encountered somebody that went to my high school when I worked there. One of them was this girl that I knew since I was in elementary school. I went to the same elementary and middle school and things like that, and high school. And we were like best friends in elementary school before I moved to another elementary school. But for the most part, I don't know, she never like noticed me again or things like that. I mean, it's kind of weird. You gotta be effing kidding me. I died again. Now this level's hard. Okay. I'm just trying to make it out of here alive. It's not going so hot. Whoa. Oh, come on. And I have the cheat codes. There are cheat codes in this game. Like, I could basically put myself in God mode and finish this level, but trying to beat it for real. And not like ultra violence for real, but at the very least, like, I'm too young to die for real. Okay, so Pinky's there. I think the end is near. Okay, there's the Baron of Hell. No, the end was near. Ugh. Ah, so close. So freaking close. Let's go. Come on. Map 5. Map 5 here. Come on. It's only 9 levels. This game is only 9. This, or at least this expansion is only 9 levels, but man, it is hard. Okay, so I mean, I take care of the Mancubus pretty easily. I'm gonna save here, so I'm not killing the Mancubus every single freaking time. This imp here, then an imp there. Get the health. Save again. Yeah, I'm just gonna play like I played Doom 3. Oh, no wonder all those imps are out there too. Okay. Oh, come on. Who hit me from behind? Okay, the Baron of Hell is coming through. Okay, let's go. Alright, finally beat the level. Gosh. Just need them to move out of the way. I didn't kill all of them, but whatever. Oh, and I got some secrets in this level, finally. 20-something minutes, and that's just after reloading. That's not whatever. Oh, gosh. Alright, I'm gonna save. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ugh. See if we can beat this in one night. So we can get to Final Doom after this. Alright. But Roadhouse Grill ended. At least that location ended. And then the rest of the restaurant, probably maybe the other restaurant locations, maybe lasted a few more months. But after that, the company got liquidated, and it was the end of the Roadhouse Grill. It was an establishment in our area. I mean, that place had been there forever. Heck now. Now, I go back home, and the building is still there. It's never been rented out. The building is still there. I'm surprised they haven't at least torn it down. Because there's no way... I mean, I could see it being a Cracker Barrel. It had the shape for it. I could see it being a Cracker Barrel. But... like, there's not many restaurants that could be at this point. Excuse me. And oh boy, I'm hopefully not getting the coronavirus. Because I was in Los Angeles, and there were face masks everywhere. Everywhere there were face masks. People were wearing them all over the place. And good for them. Good for people wearing them. Okay? I know, but, I mean, look, I have an overactive immune system. I mean, it's hell on the skin, but it's been good for everything else, that's for sure. Like, I rarely get sick. Come on. I see the BFG. I see it up there. Oh, is that a Revenant? Yeah, I'm gonna kill that thing now. Come on. How's that thing not dead yet? How's he not dead? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna save here because I've made it this far now. Actually, I'm gonna use the little boy's room, as I am off to do when I do these playthroughs. 1 second. 1 second. This commercial break. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, in Los Angeles, just a ton of people with, I mean, at the airport too. At the airport, people with masks, people not taking a chance. I mean, look, I rarely ever get sick. Rarely. And when I do get sick, I recover pretty quickly. Like maybe 1 or 2 days out, but then after, I mean, not even out, just like 1 or 2 days where I feel like crap. And come on, these cacodemons. Come on, where's the other big guy? There it is. Okay. We're going to save here. We're going to save on this file here. And keep going. And there aren't really many people I remember from my restaurant. I mean, trying to remember all the names of people, but it's hard from Roadhouse Grill. I remember Wayne because he was a good manager. I remember one server named Ashley. She's the one that I said had the dirty tables. I freaking rocket launched myself. Okay, I'm ready for that now, though. I'm ready for that now. I need to find health, though. No, let me see if I can find some health. Trying to see if there's health around here I can pick up so I can. Nothing down here. Nothing over here. And I can hear the other monsters. Okay, beginning of the level. All right, let's keep going then. It's hard for me to read these maps. I mean, I'm pretty darn sure some like Doom veterans know exactly what's what on those maps, but For me, it's just a bunch of blobs and lines and things. Um, but yeah, I remember this one guy. I think his name was Josh, and you know, bless these guys. I mean, they were like maybe early 20s, like not that old, but a lot of them had come from like really like hard knock life type of things. Like they were not from good neighborhoods and good families. I honestly, outside of like the managers, like pretty much everybody in there had their struggles in life. Had their struggles in life. So so I had always said to before that, I would like if there was like a police raid of this restaurant, I'm probably the only person who's not getting arrested. Like that's how I felt. Um, but once again, it wasn't that they were awful people. It's just people who struggled in life and they ended up working at Roadhouse Grill. Like that was what they had, the place they had to go to. Actually, no. Now I remember. Hold on. Going back now. I remember the worst of the customers. The worst customer that I can remember. So, I remember you guys. I told you about this woman named Ashley that was a server at a restaurant. So Ashley, she wasn't the most attractive woman, okay? And I don't know, she might have been burned earlier in her life, like she had like a burn accident on her face. But you know, she wasn't an attractive looking person, but she wasn't a bad person, you know, just not an attractive looking woman at all because of it. And one customer that came in, this guy, he actively asked the manager if he could have another server serve him because he couldn't stand to look at Ashley. That was the worst customer. That was the worst customer that we had ever dealt with. I mean, I can't imagine how much she was hurt by that. But that person, I don't know where he is now. I don't even remember what his face looks like. Because he's not worth remembering. He's not worth remembering. That's just awful. That is an awful thing. It had nothing to do with the quality of her work, or her personality, or how she greeted him, or anything like that. She did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong, but he could not stand to look at her and wanted to be served by someone else. And I wish if there's one thing I could criticize my managers for, I wish they had more. Like I wish social media was the way that it was now, because there's no way that guy would get away with that nowadays. Because somebody in our restaurant would have posted that on Facebook or anything like that. Or heck, I mean, that is like something you could take a video of it, video of them changing the servers and things like that, have whatever on the bottom of it and post it. and you would have millions of, especially women, millions of women and people in general, um, trying to figure out who this guy was and try and ruin his life because he is just an awful person. That is an awful thing to do. Really awful. Really awful. I mean, I think she was a burn victim earlier in her life. That's, I mean, I mean, the way her face was, I mean, that's what it looked like. So it's not a disability, but it's something that she can't control. She can't control outside of having plastic surgery. Even then, that's what they do for you. Frickin' Archvile. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. He revived. Oh my goodness gracious. The frickin' Archvile was there. I hate the Archvile. I think everybody hates the Archvile. And the Archvile is coming back in Doom Eternal. Where are you? Okay, I gotta get ready for this thing. I have to get ready for this Archvile. Where are you? Okay. So we do all of that. I think, which one is it that released it? Where are you? Oh, okay. I think I have to do this. And then this. There it is. That's the Archvile. Got him. Got him. Got the Archvile. So yeah, that was the worst customer. And yeah, I wish social media was the way it was back when that happened. Gosh, what year was that? 2006? Yeah, 2006. Yeah, that's when I worked at Roadhouse Grill, 2006. Road was much different back then. Much different. Right? MySpace was king. That was around the time I made my YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah, 2006 was a huge year for me. It was a huge year. I graduated high school. I made my YouTube channel. I got my first job. And that's when I started the journey to lose all the weight that I did gain. Later on that year, I began the journey to lose the weight. So yeah, 2006 was a huge year for me. Huge, significant year for me. So, but I mean, nowadays, I tip well. You know, I think, I tip well. I like restaurants, especially. I especially like restaurants that already add the service charge to freaking Hell Knights. So many of you. How many of there are of you? Sheesh. Unless there's another Archvile resurrecting you guys, but I hope not. Anyways, I like restaurants that already add the service charge to you. And here's the reason why. I don't know if anybody watches Adam Ruins Everything. Fantastic show. Love that show. Fantastic show that teaches you the history and reasons behind common misconceptions, or not common misconceptions, but things in life that you think are the way they are, but they're not. They're not. And he ruins them in a way. He kind of opens the pulls the curtain, pulls behind the curtain, and you find out what exactly things are really like with regards to all kinds of things. He's done immigration, he's done movies, he's done music, he's done sports, everything. He's done food, especially food, and restaurants, especially because, ooh, a plasma gun. I am saving right now because I have a plasma gun now. And Doom Guy's not doing so good right now. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. Out here, as I'm going in circles. So let's see. There's a shield up there that I didn't grab, and I'm trying to figure out how I can grab it and how I get up here at least. And he gives the reason why why tips became the norm in the United States, because in other countries you don't give a tip. You don't give a tip. It's not a thing in other countries. You just kind of pay whatever the food was worth, and added into the cost is the cost of labor. So yeah, you're paying a little more for your food, but you're not paying for the tip. Because the tip came about because of the Great Depression, when restaurant owners couldn't afford to pay their waiters, their wait staff, too much, and they basically incentivized the waiters, saying get tips from the people you just served. And so then all of a sudden it becomes a game of, okay, the waiters are going to treat the customers that are inclined to tip better than others, or whatever. It suddenly became the person is giving you good service because they want just that little extra bit of money that the restaurant isn't paying them. And even after the Depression ended, that just became the norm. Restaurants owners realized, hey, I could pay my workers minimum wage, some even less than minimum wage, and they can just earn the rest by getting tips from the customers. Meaning it's not coming out of my pocket. So I'm earning more money on the food that we're serving, and not spending as much money on the labor. Which is, gosh, it is underhanded, isn't it? So I've been seeing a trend lately, especially in new restaurants, of them adding into your bill, your check for the night, a service charge. That service charge, look, you can tip. It gives you an option, and they give you an option. Okay, do you want, and I killed that pain elemental as quickly as possible. And I'm killing these cacodemons as quickly as possible. Okay. I'm gonna save again because I just killed a pain elemental and a bunch of cacodemons and some lost souls. So the service charge is there. They already charge you, I think, like an 18% service charge, which is kind of like the median between the typical 15% that you would tip and the 20% if you get good, like really good service, which is great. That's a good middle ground. I don't mind paying a service charge. I pay it on Postmates. That's a perfect way to do things. All right, you pay a service charge for everything else. You pay a service charge of the mechanic. You pay a service charge of like a plumber or whatever. You pay these type of things already. So a restaurant doing it, I'm fine buying it. Okay. Any other place, like you get you get the bill, you get the invoice, and yes, for a lot of things, okay, the installation, okay, and then parts and labor. Parts and labor. That's basically what you're doing at a restaurant. Parts and labor. Parts, the food, and the whatever, and then labor, the wait staff, the cooks, all that stuff. So, who is shooting me from behind? So I find that a really nice thing. I find it so much easier. Like I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay. You don't have to pay the tip. You can add more tip if you want to. You can. You can. And guess what? Like if you really, really liked your server, you can give them that extra 2% that makes it 20% there. Okay? So that they're getting paid a little something more. You can add as much as you want after that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, and you don't have to feel guilty about it because oh man, I didn't give enough or whatever. Like I've had some friends that are awful tippers, and the reason why is because they've never worked at a restaurant. They've never worked at a restaurant. They kind of they kind of have they kind of treat the wait staff like they don't wait on them hand and foot enough for them. Like I've had friends like that, and that's kind of annoying when you deal with that because it's like, come on, dude. All right, are you that much of a baby? Like some people really think like they think waitstaff and they think like butler. Like oh you're like these people are your butler for the night. And for some people that's what they want to feel like. They want to feel like just for a night like they're a super rich person with a butler. But that's not what a restaurant's for. Okay? So some people treat some waitstaff like okay, I've been to some nice steakhouses. Nice steakhouses. Where the servers get paid well. They get paid well. They know about the food. They know about everything. Like you can ask them anything about they are trained wait staff. Trained. Like they have actual training. Like real training. Like about the food and about the quality of the food and they can tell you how it's cooked and all that type of stuff and they can recommend to you like all of that. Like you're not going to get this at a Chili's. And some people go to a place like a Chili's or a Roadhouse Grill type of restaurant and expect to be coddled like they are the freaking king of Sweden. Okay, how am I supposed to get out of here? I'll tell you one thing about this right here. It's not easy. So there's a blue door here, and I see the blue skull key elsewhere. I'm trying to figure out how to get there. And I hear Like you can hear the cacodemons trying to get on over. I think I. All right, well, let's keep going. Have I gone here? Where am I? I think I've gone here too. Yeah, I've been here. Oh gosh. Alright, I'm trying to beat this all in one night, but I'm stuck in this level. I'm stuck on this level. So let's see. So I came from up here and encountered some guys, but and there's the blue key, but I can't seem to get up there. So I'm coming here and there's something this way. Okay, so I need the blue key to get in here and to get into that other place. So I can't go here just yet. And there's a dead end there. Ah, gosh darn it, Doom guy. Slipped into the lava. Okay, so that's this door that leads out to here. So that leads out to all the way over there. Alright, so let's try and make it back this way. So this leads to all of this junk that I did go through already. Okay, I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna take a risk by trying to run along here and trying to figure out, okay, so I'm here now. That leads to this dead end. So let's run this way. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Okay, so there's nothing here. There's nothing more I can get here. Okay. I went this way, went all the way to the end over there, and there was nothing else there. And don't know how to make my way up there, or if you can even get up there. So let's just walk back this way. And I know I only have 4 health, so there's gotta be a way up. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see if there's something here. Along these walls, there's nothing. So this is just a pillar that goes around all the way over there. So this is the other area. So I have these things, and I'm assuming that I hit one of the switches, so I think one of them did go down. So there's 6 of them. There's 6 of them. I don't know if there's 6 of them here, but gotta get at least 2 of them down there. And I'm trying to see if there's anything down here. I don't think so. So I don't want to risk going down to the lava. I mean, I can make my way across. And I died. I died? I didn't die. Oh, it's blood. Oh, good. It's just blood, everybody. It's just blood. It's not lava. We're good. Okay, so we're gonna make our way this way. And this is the beginning of the level. This is the beginning of the level. So, alright, so beginning of the level again. I'm here. Long corridor. Get to this first portion, and I need to find a way to get that blue key. Because that blue key is going to open everything. Now, I could cheat. I could cheat, and I could just get the blue key. That'll lead me into here. I could do that. I'm going to give it one more go around. If I can't find a way to get that blue key, I'm going to bite the bullet and use the cheat code to give me the blue key and give me full health. so I can just beat this. Because I am getting frustrated. I walked around all of this. I went all the way up here, went through the lava, and there's gotta be a way up there. There's gotta be a teleporter, or, I mean, this is just blood. There's nothing here. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. I'm gonna go in here again. Okay, so I'm in this building all over again. Like, I see stuff there. I see things here. There's gotta be a switch or something that I'm not seeing in this building here. Like, I'm trying to walk through walls. Like, I don't even know how to lower that. Alright, so we're gonna... okay, I know one of these switches gets that open, but that opens up to just this. And that's it. Nope. Okay, so I think... there's gotta be something here. Oh, look at that. Secret here. It just leads me to the armor, though. Okay. So, secret that led me to the armor. Okay. Alright, hold on, there's more? There's more? I'm looking at the map, and then there's like these corridors, so... okay, some more health there that I found. Aha! That lowers that. Okay. And that lowers this open. Yeah, okay, now this is open. Okay. Okay, so I found the secret in here. So that's good. So I think I'm done with this castle. Let's come back out here. And now I can save and go there. Perfect. And this playthrough has gone longer than I thought it would. So, yeah. Okay, so if I go to the other area here. Okay, so now just 3 of these things are left. Okay, we're making some progress, but this level's taking a little too long for me, so once again, I'm gonna give everything. Boom. Oh, that's the exit. Alright, let's just beat the frickin' level. It took me 32 minutes. Level 6. There's 3 more levels. And these levels are huge, by the way. That was kind of like the thing about these levels. They're just massive compared to other Doom levels. So I'm going to save here. And yes, I have all the weapons now, including the BFG, but And it was the only real weapon that I did not have at this point. Alright, let's see. I know. Thank you. Okay. What was that? Come on, Pinky, get over here. There we go. I hear a cacodemon. Like you can hear the bouncing of their giant meatball bodies. Come on. There we go. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh gosh. Okay. So I completely stopped thinking about what I was talking about. So yeah, restaurants are adding the service charge, and I'm glad. I'm so glad that that's happening. I'm so glad. I'm hoping it'll be the norm. I'm hoping a chain restaurant. Because really they're just mom and pop restaurants. They're doing them at this point, and it's great. It's great that they're doing them, but I'm hoping like a chain restaurant, a Chili's or Applebee's, one of those. If one of them does it, then the rest will begin to do it. Heck, I would advertise it. I would make it known. I would make it known. Actually, no, you can't really advertise that, but I would make it known on the bill, like, okay, the tip's already included. It's the service charge. Boom. Really? Really? The random number generator is doing that to me right now? Oh, that is a Baron of Hell. There we go. Perfect. Nice. I have a feeling there's going to be a caco that pops out here. Whoop. I have a feeling. I had the feeling. I knew it. They're the only guys that are going to get up here. Or a pain elemental. That would have sucked up here. Okay. Gosh. Cacos are really mean in this one, huh? Ah, fudge. Lost souls. That means it might be a pain elemental. There might be. I'm just gonna click that and let's just go. Come on. It's one of the things about Doom. If push comes to shove, you just run away. Hold on a second. I don't want to waste all my bullets on these freaking things. Oh, I killed 3 in one shot. Did you see that? That was awesome. That was awesome. That was great. Okay, so we are here. We're doing great with this. Let's get back out here. I think it's the beginning of the level. Again. Let's get back out here. Ah, gosh, I stepped in the lava. Let's get back up this tower. Alright, so now we can save again. Trying to think of where do we go next? So there's something over there. Can I make that or can I make that? Is it a matter of running as fast as possible over this to get over there? Maybe. Let's go. And it was. Perfect. I'm gonna save right here. Get the skulls in the shape of a cross. That's always a good sign. A bunch of switches out here. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. I mean, one of the things I like now is the fact that I am now, thanks to things like Postmates and Yelp. Yelp can be toxic. It really can be. But thanks to things like that, thanks to social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I've come to know more restaurants. Like I've come to try and look for new places to eat, new places to go, new food to try, like it is one of the good things about this, because I think we all should try to diversify. Some people don't diversify when it comes to their food. Like, like when you're a kid, yeah. A lot of kids are very picky and only want to eat one thing and one thing only, and they eat the same thing all the time. That's all they want to have. Like my nephew. My nephew, like, is a very picky eater. Only wants what he wants, and he knows what he wants, and that's it. Whereas my niece, like, she will try anything new. Like, if we're eating it, she wants to try it because we're eating it, and she just wants to try new foods. So that's, everybody has their thing, but I think eventually, especially when you grow up, like when you're a kid, that's what happens. Some kids are one way, some kids are the other. But I think when it comes to being an adult, if you look, eating out all the time, you shouldn't do it because it costs money. And I just went to Los Angeles and was forced to eat out every day, and yes, it does cost money. Costs a lot more. It costs a lot more to pay someone to cook your food for you, but doesn't mean you should cook your own food all the time. Doesn't also mean you can't be eating at McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's because they have a dollar menu every day either. That's not good for you either. But, or either, however you want to say that word. I use it in different contexts. But you should try new foods. You should try new restaurants. I just went to Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is known for having a lot of Asian immigrants that migrated over there from China, from Thailand, from Japan, from Korea, just all sorts of people. So all sorts of cuisines, and of course they have the Hispanic fare as well, Mexican especially. So I went in Los Angeles. I'm like, okay, well, I'm here in LA. I'm going to get some Korean food and Japanese food because it's not like I can't get it in Miami. I can, and it's good. But I'm gonna try the local fare. I'm gonna try the local fare. That's what I want, and that's what I did. I didn't eat at any chain, or at least not a national chain place, while I was in Los Angeles. So I didn't eat at Hardee's / Carl's Jr. or at Checkers / Rallies or at Burger King or at McDonald's. And there's an arch file. And there's a freaking arch file. And the arch file is there. And there's a million enemies, including a Mancubus. And I need to get that arch file. Because if I don't get that arch file, I'm a dead man. I am a dead man. Now that might be one of the situations where I might have to just turn on God mode. Or I can do this. Okay, the BFG. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I needed a BFG. Yeah, this is one of those situations where you really, really need the BFG. Those freaking Lost Souls. I hate you guys so much. You're annoying in every Doom game. In every Doom game, you guys are annoying. And there's a Baron of Hell. And there's a Baron of Hell. And these little guys are annoying. They're annoying in Doom 1. They're annoying in Doom 2. They're annoying in Doom 3. They're annoying in Doom 2016. They'll be annoying in Doom Eternal. They'll just be freaking annoying. They just will. But yeah, a good new food. Good new food to try. Good new restaurants to try. Even if it's like the same fare. Even if it's like, okay, same Mexican, but a different Mexican restaurant. Maybe they do things a little differently. They season things a little differently. Just try it out. Just try it out. I'd rather do that than eat at chain restaurants all the time. In fact, I haven't been to like when I go home, I haven't been to like an actual real chain restaurant in a while. When I go home, like my family eats out a lot at chain places, Chick-fil-A, Chili's, that type of stuff. I don't like. I'd rather have something local. Like mom and pop, local small business, whatever, or even something regional, even like a regional chain. Like we have a place called the Miami Subs. Like they make decent, good food. They're kind of a fast-ish restaurant. Because I've been to their drive-through, and they're not that quick, but they make good food, and I like them. And funny thing enough, I haven't been to one since I've been in Miami. That's kind of strange that I haven't been to one since I've been to Miami. I might have to go to it tomorrow now that I've said that. But this is it's just I don't like when they do that, because I'd rather like can we try something new? Like on some nights I order a Postmates or DoorDash or whatever, one of those apps, whichever one is cheaper that night, or gives me a code that night, and I will order, and I'll try and order not from a chain. I'll try and order something local, try and read reviews, and try and gauge what my parents might like from that restaurant, and just to try something new. Because it gets tiring eating the same thing every day. Holy cyber demon. It's the cyber demon. It's the cyber demon. It's the cyber demon. It's the cyber demon. I'm running. I am running. I'm running. I'm running. Oh, that cyber demon. That's a cyber demon. Are there two? I don't know what's going on. I'm just pressing buttons that I see. Where is that thing? Oh, I'm gonna save right here. I see an enemy on my left. Okay. Cyber demon. Cyber demon. Cyber demon. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Dang it. What's shooting me? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there. Oh, there he is. That's exactly where he's at. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Ah, come on. Okay, shoots 3 of them. 3 shots at me. Ah. Come on. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh, gosh. No. Gosh. Gosh. Do I have a BFG cell? He's dead. Okay, I killed the cyber demon. And put the super shotgun, and let's figure out what to do here now that we've killed a lot of things. So I like Postmates and Uber Eats and DoorDash. And I don't know if I've ever used Grubhub, but I like all of these services. I think they have helped the restaurants in everywhere, really, everywhere that they're available right now. Because, look, some places struggle getting the word out and things like that, but places like these, I mean, you can create a nice social media presence, and maybe your restaurant's not like okay, maybe you're in an area that not a lot of people go to, but you can still do well because of the fact that people are ordering takeout or ordering delivery of your food from Postmates or Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub, whichever one of them. You don't have to provide your own delivery service. You can just basically just cook up the food. You buy the stuff. And so I think maybe there's a lot of places that are just exclusively that, and they're surviving. And they're surviving because of that. I find it really, really cool that I can order basically any food from anywhere, that places that never used to deliver, and now you can just order whatever and somebody will bring it to you. And yeah, the delivery fees for a lot of these places are high. I will admit that sometimes the delivery charge is ridiculous, but I also admit that sometimes they give you good deals, and sometimes you'll find a restaurant that's a hidden gem for you. There's one place, Night Owl Cookies, that just kind of blew up. Ooh, trouble was brewing again in your favorite vacation spot, hell. Some cyber demon punk thought he could turn hell into a personal amusement park and make Earth the ticket booth. Well, that half robot freak show didn't know who was coming to the fair. There's nothing like a shooting gallery full of hellspawn to get the blood pumping. Now the walls of the demon's labyrinth echo with the sound of his metallic limbs hitting the floor. His death moan gurgles out through the mess you left of his face. This ride is closed. Oh gosh, you gotta love it. Okay, I think that's it. I beat it. I beat No Rest for the Living. Right? That's it, right? Tomb of... hold on, let me see. Oh, there's one secret level. There's one secret level left. Didn't play this one. There's always a secret level that you find by finding like a secret exit. But I did beat it, so with a little help from the cheat codes in one level. So it took forever. But anyways, I really do enjoy the fact that you can just order food from anywhere. And look, there's not a lot of food YouTube accounts on for at least my area. It might be something I could pivot towards, because I really do enjoy, and these guys just keep coming in from wherever. Okay, just coming in from that teleporter there. So I mean, it could be something I could pivot towards for my channel. Heck, I could do it with gameplay in the background. If I would need a script though. Just all kinds of different things I could try. I like trying new things. I like trying new things with this channel. But I'm going to keep it towards restaurants and me working in a restaurant and things like that. But Night Owl Cookies got big when Jennifer Lopez, who has a residence here in Miami along with her husband, Alex Rodriguez, basically shouted them out. I ordered from them before, and I think the quality of their food might have gone down since then, or they become more of a rush job, or I don't know. People think they sell out, but I mean, of course they're selling out. They're a restaurant. They're supposed to. But it's pretty cool that she kind of made them blow up in a sense. Now they got multiple locations. They have an exclusivity deal with Postmates. Like, they are a thing with Postmates now. And that's the potential that can happen for a lot of restaurants. Some restaurants do have exclusivity deals with Postmates. Heck, now the chain restaurants are getting into the act with exclusivity deals. Some places, oh, we don't have to provide delivery for all these for ourselves now. Now pizza places still deliver. Pizza places still they're still the quintessential delivery restaurants. I don't think that'll die down anytime soon. Ordering delivery for pizza is always going to be a thing. And I guess a lot of Chinese restaurants are phasing it out, though. Chinese used to be the other one. So you'd order in Chinese, you order in pizza. But now, there was a time when Burger King was experimenting with delivery. But now, a lot of Chinese places are not offering it anymore. They're just like, oh, just order us some Postmates. Just order us some Postmates or DoorDash or whatever, you know, and they'll deliver for us. We don't have to pay a driver. It's all on them when things go wrong. Sometimes things do go wrong. Sometimes the driver might have, because there's multiple Postmates. Sometimes they have restaurants now. A lot of restaurants now have a designated Postmate / or whatever delivery service section of their counter of the restaurant, so that people working for those delivery services can just come in, see the order number or the name, and just pick it up and go. So they're not waiting there in line and wasting the time for themselves and for the restaurant. So things are getting more efficient now, and as a lot of restaurants have now pivoted towards adding these things as a main portion of their service. They have their sit-down service, and now they have their kind of pseudo delivery service, and it's really great to see. I'm, once again, a huge fan of it. I've ordered in food that I never thought I would ever be able to order in. Some places charge up the wazoo. If you have ever, okay, so I'm not a McDonald's guy, but I have ordered it with the GF, and McDonald's charges up the butt for the delivery services. They charge way more for when you order from Postmates or whatever. They do. If I have to tell you anything and recommend you anything, do not order McDonald's with a delivery service. I don't know about, I mean, some restaurants, like I think Wendy's has an exclusivity deal with DoorDash. Or maybe not exclusivity, but at the very least, maybe like free delivery with DoorDash. Taco Bell also has, I think, free delivery if you order from them with, I don't know if they're DoorDash too. um, yeah, or Grubhub. I'm not even sure, but now the chain restaurants are realizing, like, hey man, people are gonna order from us, and hey, if we offer free delivery, people are gonna order from us more. So, I mean, it's costing them nothing. The driver is being provided for another service. They can make a deal. They can make a deal. And look, if you're Uber or Postmates or DoorDash or Grubhub, you're that's gonna be great. Hey, hey, exclusivity deal. We'll sign it with you. We'll pay whatever to get the exclusive rights to delivery service for Taco Bell, super popular restaurant, super popular fast food restaurant. Yes, we will do that. We will do that with you, Taco Bell. Okay. Like, it's a win for them because it gets more people to their service. Like, oh man, I want Taco Bell. Only DoorDash has Taco Bell. Oh, okay. I guess I'll download DoorDash, make an account for that, and boom. And hey, DoorDash wasn't so bad. Hey, DoorDash doesn't charge as much for delivery compared to Uber Eats or Postmates. Like, all kinds of things can happen. Alright, Lost Soul, come on now. Gosh, this is just full of switches. It's one switch after another after another. Must be doing something right because there's a ton of demons popping through. Come on now, stop laughing at me. Lost souls. Just kind of floating about. Trying to figure out where I'm going. Okay. Thank you. Guess we're going up here. I see. Come on. Oh, there's a spider mastermind. I was wondering, like, I didn't see one throughout the playthrough before. I was like, oh, there it is. There's the spider mastermind. If it can kind of... If it's so big, then why won't it fight me? I'm just pumping this thing full of plasma. There we go. And... that's it. March of the Demons, finished. Aha. Okay. So that's it. So that's it for this playthrough of Doom 2, and we are done with No Rest for the Living, and we will, I guess we'll move on. We'll move on to, gosh, we'll toggle this in. TNT Evolution next time. It's been a long playthrough, everyone, but I'm done. done for the night. It's, gosh, this took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I wanted to play through all of it. That's it for No Rest for Living, and I'm gonna get some rest for myself. I am still alive. Good night.